Bonjour à tous, je suis Mehdi Ferhan, je suis le directeur général de la société HYVIA, dont je vais vous parler pendant les 20 minutes qui suivent. On se laisse un petit temps à la fin de la présentation qui sera agrémentée d'une vidéo et je serai à votre disposition si vous avez des questions. Donc on démarre avec HYVIA, qui est une société dont l'objectif est de capter 30% du marché du véhicule utilitaire léger d'ici à 2030. Donc ça, c'est notre ambition stratégique. Notre marché, c'est l'Europe, c'est le véhicule utilitaire et le véhicule utilitaire à hydrogène. Pour adresser ce marché, on a une panoplie de solutions, une panoplie de technologies et de moyens industriels dont je vais vous parler à travers ma présentation. La gamme de véhicules est sur les routes depuis la fin d'année dernière, avec plusieurs produits, notamment le grand fourgon Renault Master Van H2-TECH qu'on voit sur la droite. Il est également disponible dans une version de série sur notre stand, le stand qui se trouve au numéro 6D64, si vous êtes intéressé pour le voir en vraie grandeur. On a également le véhicule Citybus, qui est également en train d'être lancé sur les routes européennes. Et puis on trouvera dans la deuxième partie de cette année le troisième véhicule de la famille des Renault Master H2-TECH, qui s'appelle le châssis cabine, qu'on voit sur la gauche, qui est en train de finir son parcours de développement et d'homologation et qui sera commercialisé dans la deuxième moitié de cette année. Donc cela nous fait une famille de produits, de 3 véhicules, qui adressent le segment de la mobilité utilitaire à hydrogène. En termes de partenaires, nous avons démarré les expérimentations pilotes avec plusieurs grands comptes, dont on voit les noms, pour certains en France, d'autres en Allemagne. Des partenaires avec qui nous sommes très fiers de travailler sur ces premières expérimentations en vraie grandeur sur le véhicule à hydrogène. Et cela va nous permettre de montrer que la mobilité intensive, les usages de la mobilité hydrogène sont désormais possibles, sont compétitifs et vont pouvoir permettre de répondre aux besoins des clients, dont on voit les premiers pionniers qui ont décidé de démarrer les expérimentations. On va passer une petite vidéo qui va illustrer la vision que les 2 PDG de Renault et Plug Power, qui se sont alliés dans la joint venture HYVIA, ont décidé de lancer. Et puis je poursuivrai mon exposé en anglais pour les non francophones dans la salle.
Hi everyone. Great things always start with great teams. Teams that take challenges with passion. This is what is happening at HYVIA. HYVIA is a unique human and technological adventure. It was born from Renault's group and Plug's shared willingness to embark on the road towards hydrogen mobility. For us at Renault, innovation has always been at the core of the company. So there was no question. To make mobility more sustainable and to achieve carbon neutrality, hydrogen technology are key. We must take part in the race. This is what we thought. In today's automotive world, innovation is more and more about teamwork. Complex problems require complementary expertise. That's why we teamed up with Plug and with my friend Andy Marsh to create HYVIA, an hydrogen champion with a mobility champion, sharing the same values: innovation, excellence, and courage. And we are moving very, very fast. In 1 year, the HYVIA team has achieved key milestones to build a complete hydrogen ecosystem in France. Recently, HYVIA has been recognized by the European Union as one of the continent's major projects in H2 technology. This is a crucial step for its future development and the assurance of a massive support for several generations of vehicle. 1 year ago, I was speaking next to a prototype. Now, you can see the Renault Master Van H2-TECH. It has already been homologated. You will soon cross it on the roads of France and Europe, and of course, at the Paris Motor Show. Hydrogen revolution is on. HYVIA is on the road, made in France. And that's only the beginning.
Hi, I am at the HYVIA factory in Flanders, France. I'm excited to be at the HYVIA facility. Plug's been in Europe for over 10 years, developing the fuel cell industry with some of our logistic customers. And many of them are going to be customers of HYVIA. And this was an idea that really came together as both of us, both Renault and Plug, were committed to this energy transition. And this was a deal that really was cut between myself and my friend Luca DeMeo about 2 years ago. And boy, what progress since. You look at it, we're not only building out an exciting vehicle, but also the whole hydrogen ecosystem. One thing Plug has learned, you have to have fueling stations, you have to have hydrogen, you have to have the vehicle, and HYVIA can deliver it all. That's why I am so excited. And I look here at this factory, we're already making products. And this team has gone from prototype to production in only 1 year. You gotta be excited. And when I take a step back, the exciting journey we're on is really just starting. So as we go ahead, it really is only just the beginning.
We are very grateful to have two companies, two industrial leaders of their sector partnering, and to have also on board such visionary CEOs partnering to launch this company. For us, it means very operational achievements. We are launching not only the large van H2-TECH, but we are launching also the Renault Master City Bus H2-TECH, which is a different kind of vehicle, very useful for city centers, for municipalities, in the framework of strengthening city regulation in the future. So we are very confident and very happy to work with the partners that we see on the screen, who are testing the product on different areas in Europe already. We have also the last baby of the family, Renault Master Chassis Cab, who is going to be launched by the second half of this year. This vehicle is another type of transformation that we can imagine with a light commercial van. It will enable a broad range of transformation, addressing specifically very intensive usages for construction work activities, for consumer good transportation, and for very intense usage on several sites, cities, and construction facilities. When we look at the picture of HYVIA, in a nutshell, we have 4 strengths, 4 pillars. First, we are a joint venture, and as such, we do benefit from the asset, from the skills, the experience of both mother company. When we look at Renault, everybody knows Renault, one global leader of battery electric vehicle. Very first pioneer in the world with Renault Zoe, Renault Fluence. This is a huge experience in the management of battery electric vehicles. There is also a strong asset linked to the light commercial van, and Renault Master is a one very optimized product when we look at the competitive landscape. On the Plug side, there is more than 2 decades of experience in mastering fully integrated hydrogen solution, talking about very durable fuel cells, talking about hydrogen refueling station, and also talking about producing green hydrogen at scale. This means that HYVIA will build a complete ecosystem. And in Flins, we have already started not only to assemble our own fuel cells, but also to drive the vehicles, to create our own refueling infrastructure, and to produce our own low-carbon hydrogen on site. This enables to create value and also to create experience in order to replicate this activity in different areas of the market we are targeting. In terms of the footprint, today the company is French-based. We have our headquarters in Villiers-Saint-Frédéric. For those who know, that's west side of Paris, 35 kilometers west, close to Plaisir. We have the Flins facility, one core historical production site of Renault in France, built in the early 1950s and being reconverted recently by the ambitious Hyvolution plan. we do benefit of this plan within the refactory framework, which is the way Renault is going to use circular economy in order to repackage, refurbish, and recycle all the vehicles put on the road. And for us, creating hydrogen, low-emission vehicle, it's very important to be embedded in that ecosystem. Last but not least, we do target decarbonized mobility in a very stringent European regulation framework with the announced ban of internal combustion engine vehicles by 2035, with the raising cities that prohibit city centers for driving with thermal vehicles. We do believe that building the complete ecosystem is one solution for the future. So the JV is a 50-50. I already mentioned the key assets. Maybe to illustrate the product, the fuel cell, it doesn't have 100 years of experience like the internal combustion engines, but still, Plug Power has been developing the fuel cell since more than 24 years. They have put in the North American market more than 50,000 units of those fuel cells, specifically for the logistic purposes of material handling businesses. And this is a very efficient product that we are converting right now in the automotive standard, thanks to the Renault expertise. In terms of the ecosystem, it is very key to understand that we look at the end usage mobility, which is driving clean vehicles, but we also consider what will be the fueling system, what will be the electric grid sustaining all this activity. We do believe in particular that renewable wind power, renewable photovoltaic and hydro will play a key role in order to produce green hydrogen in some areas of Europe and to be able to consume that hydrogen where we need it for mobility purposes. Now the full scale of product, HYVIA on the value chain is vehicle, H2-TECH technology, but HYVIA is also a specific and unique architecture. We call it dual power. It is what we used to call an hybrid vehicle. You have the benefit of a full battery electric car because we have a large battery on board of the vehicle, which enable even to recharge in the recharging infrastructure. But we have also a very large storage system for hydrogen on board. We talk about 700 bar pressure, and this enables to more than double the range of the car compared to the equivalent version of fully battery electric vehicles. We also assemble fuel cells, and for that we believe that we have the right product. The fuel cell we call ProGen is a 30 kilowatt engine that delivers electricity on board of the car, either to charge the battery or to feed directly the e-motor of the vehicle for propulsion purposes. We have also the dispenser. If you come and visit our booth, you will see some example of dispensers that we are using on private sector in order to recharge vehicles for fleet managers. It's a very pragmatic solution that is efficient and that has been proven in the field by Plug Power in the course of the last decade. Last but not least, green hydrogen means green electricity and mean also electrolyzers, which is the same kind of technologies like fuel cell. We call it proton exchange membrane electrolyzers. And they do permit to produce hydrogen with very low carbon content. And this is of tremendous importance in the full value chain in order to make the final mobility low emission. This is a picture of the site as it was last summer. We had an official grand opening of the factory of Flins for fuel cell manufacturing at HYVIA building last year in March. And we have an installed capacity to produce a yearly quantity of 1,000 fuel cells that correspond to what we will deliver this year. And we have ambitions to ramp up this production capacity in the future. We have been very happy to be notified last year by the IPCEI European Subsidies Program. And this will be clearly a booster for us in terms of R&D capabilities and also manufacturing production capabilities. We have the ambitions to increase the production and to create a future gigafactory of fuel cell in order to sustain the growing demand from the market. These challenges are interesting for the people working with us because we are talking about new technology. We are also talking about new manufacturing processes. Several of our colleagues are operators who have a long experience in Renault production system. working on the Zoe, working on the battery electric vehicles. They have been trained, for some of them, at Plug Power in order to learn the new technique, how to assemble a fuel cell, what are the quality standard and technology requirements of fuel cells. And we have right now this human challenge in order to attract more people and to prepare the capability to produce more vehicles in the future. The infrastructure, so our ambition is really to be a pioneer also on the hydrogen refueling stations, not to oppose with what the public authorities are doing, but rather to complement the grid. We see different countries with different strategies. Some are very advanced, like Germany. Some are less advanced, like United Kingdom or Spain for now. We know all countries want to participate in this hydrogen adventure, but for us it's important not to wait to find refueling station to start and commercialize our product. So we have decided to launch our own small-scale dispenser system to enable our customer to have a proprietary system in their warehouses in order to be not dependent only from the public infrastructure if there is no easy access for them to operate vehicles. We will launch the production of those refueling systems in Flins in the second half of this year. Last but not least, green hydrogen production. We started with a proof of concept phase in Flins, launching our first 1 megawatt electrolyzer. It permits to produce 430 kilograms of hydrogen per day. That's a significant capacity for one facility. It corresponds to the needs daily of about 80 to 100 vehicles. And we believe this small-scale ecosystem can make sense for some areas in Europe where there is no corridor of hydrogen, where there is no pipeline and no large infrastructure for distribution. We have also the ambition to manufacture in the future, thanks to the Plug Power track record in the PEM electrolyzer, those type of machines in Flins in our facility. End of my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I'm available for questions.
Hello, Mehdi. I have a volume question. So you talk about 1,000 fuel cells for this year. Can you say a bit more for next year?
At least the same, we believe. The 1,000 production capacity today is based on a pilot factory where we have just one shift. So we have the capacity to extend the production output next year if the market follows. We have a very industrial approach here. We don't want to overinvest in big gigafactory too early if there is no market. We consider for 2023, 1,000 units is already good to support the market needs. We will launch the first semester 5 countries, relying on the Renault Pro Plus dealership in France, Germany, Netherlands, United Kingdom, and Spain. And those 1,000 units will be shipped in those different countries to make small tests, first pilot customers, and first management of fleet for hydrogen vehicles. Next year, if the first customer, we have announced publicly about 20 of those big account customers. If they are interested to go further, if there is new customer interested and ready to invest in those type of technologies, we will be able to produce more.
First of all, thank you for this presentation. I'm impressed. And the question is how you really define your strategy for the future, because, you know, the core business, my understanding is that it's a heavy-duty transportation, but now what you presented is much wider. And do you exclude some areas, or you are going to be the major player in hydrogen in Europe? What's the plans, real plans for future?
Thank you for the question. It's obviously a very strategic one. So I'm going to give the public portion I can answer, and we can probably talk later. We have the ambition to become leader in the market by 2030 with market share ambitions of 30% of the light commercial van fueled with hydrogen. This is already very ambitious. It means that the 1,000 units will not definitely be enough. We will have to raise our production capacity. We will have to raise our sales force in different countries. We will have to leverage the Renault dealership capability in different areas, and we will have to put in place a full end-to-end service and maintenance operation. We are right now investing in a maintenance and repair tool shop that we will deploy across the different countries where we launch our vehicle in order to make the user experience seamless for the driver. We fear that if there is no dealership, if there is no network, the driver is a bit left alone with the hydrogen vehicle, so we want really to have a completely integrated approach. We sell the vehicle, but we also provide the fuel, we also provide the dispenser, we also provide the service. We even include leasing solutions. We include rental proposal for the dispenser, even for the electrolyzer. So it's a very comprehensive approach, and we believe this will enable to follow the market and to be a catalyzer on the market.
Hi, my name is Brad Ladwig. I'm a professor at the University of Luxembourg. I have some practical questions about the vehicle. So very pragmatic, what warranty, how many kilometers do you provide as warranty on the vehicles? And the second one, when you said you have a circular economy concept for the vehicles, who takes care for recycling of the fuel cell stack?
So there is two sides on your question. The first one is our ambition. We are targeting to have the same user experience and the same competitiveness for hydrogen vehicle. Obviously, we are not yet there. The journey will be a long journey because the diesel Renault Master is a very efficient product. It has more than 2 decades of industrial excellence, operations, and so on. We are not yet there. We are starting with vehicles which are at first a bit more expensive, with no dealership, with no hydrogen infrastructure. We know that. But we believe that by 2025, the progression curve will be very fast. Two reasons to that. First is that our mother company have a long track record in building sustainable businesses. Renault has the experience, for instance, of the battery electric vehicle since more than 10 years now. So we will not repeat the initial mistakes of the battery electric sector. And we believe we can go faster with a fast track to reach this maturity of the market. Second is thanks to our shareholders, we are investing a lot. So we are building cost curve in order to decrease the cost of the technology. We are investing with partners. We announced some partnerships this morning with refueling station operator in Paris, Greater Paris area. So we believe that by building the ecosystem, not being one lead player, but having partners working together in different countries will help to go in that direction of competitiveness with the thermal engine. Obviously, replacing the thermal engine is not just driven by cost. There is new regulation coming. We know that at some point in time, the city centers will be prohibiting the usage of internal combustion engines, and we want to provide a solution which is zero emission, but without compromise, without trade-off on the performance and attributes of the vehicles.
So you didn't actually answer the question about how many kilometers warranty you're going to provide.
So the kilometers warranty depends on which package you will take. Do you purchase the vehicle? Do you lease the vehicle? How long do you lease it? We have a fully integrated offer. It's ready available, and we have a full Salesforce team that will describe you the different possibilities that you have. You can lease the vehicle for 2 years, for instance, if you like. It's fully warranted for that period. You just pay a subscription fee monthly. If you want to purchase the vehicle, you have an additional package to pay for the service and maintenance. And all those package offer, it's a very wide possibilities. Our Salesforce will be happy to describe the details.
And the second part was about the end-to-end life of the fuel cell stack, because the critical raw materials in the stack contribute to the cost, but there's also very important sustainability questions about how they're recovered and used again. So is that something that your partners Plug take care of?
So first, Plug has built over 2 decades a very strong progression curve on the stack, which is a very durable item. It works in the warehouse business of logistics in the US in very intensive 24/7 operation conditions. So we are starting with this asset. And now we have been embedded in the refactory facility of Renault in Flins. Refactory is really the place where Renault is pioneering all the circular economy activity. That include, on one hand, recycling materials like steel, plastics, recycling batteries. And in the future, we have planned to partner with them to recycle fuel cell and also composite pressure vessels. So it will be integrated in this circular economy approach.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good show. Bye-bye.